Hi everyone, this is a pick a card reading for your next 24 hours, which is crazy actually. I'm going to predict your next 24 hours. We're going to see what's coming through. This is a timeless reading, so whenever you're watching this, when you're clicking on it, this is going to be for this time, and then you can choose a pile. If you come back to it in the future and you're wondering about another 24 hours, you can always come back, perhaps choose the same pile, different pile, whatever you fancy. And yeah, I'm predicting your next 24 hours, which is crazy. So again, whenever you're watching this, if you're watching it in 2020 or 2025, it's a timeless reading. So it's whenever you stumble upon the video in itself. All right, so we have these three amazing piles. We have group number one, which is ocean, or pile number one. Pile number two, which is star. And we've also got pile 3, which is gateway, and I'm also going to be using charms as well. I'm also going to be getting some more tarot cards, got some different oracle cards as well, so we're going to be adding quite a lot to this to see what the next 24 hours is going to bring you, which is quite exciting. So you can choose your pile and click on the timestamp in the description box below. It will take you to your reading. And also I do want to mention as well, if you'd like to win a free reading with me, do check out the description box below, since I do a giveaway every single month. If you would like to purchase a private paid reading, information will be in the description box below as well. They're done within 24 to 48 hours. And the last thing I want to mention is my intention bracelets are on Etsy. So I'm actually wearing a few of them here. I'm wearing a evil eye bracelet, twin flame, soulmate, and a love bracelet as well. They're meditated with, they're saged, and they're there to remove obstacles and challenges from different areas of your life. There's also finance, career, confidence, success, protection, so many different bracelets, crystals, anklets, necklaces, teas. I've also got my own tea here as well, so I'm going to be sipping on it because my throat is a little bit all over the place. Ginger green tea. And I've also got the hand embroidered intention cards as well. So they are on my Etsy store. You can put them actually under your pillow, in your wallet, your purse, in your car, if you have a car, of course. So yeah, they're really, really special, and everything is linked in the description box below. And yeah, so my Etsy store link is down there. On my Etsy store as well, there's the review section as well, so definitely do check that out if you want to see how other people have seen results with them. Also international shipping as well. Alright, so I'm going to start first of all with group number 1. I feel like there's something on the table there for a second. Okay, right, let's see, ocean. Alright, so group number 1, this is your reading. So you have picked the pile ocean, which is quite interesting. So we're going to see what the next 24 hours is bringing to you, and also what I can tell you about the next 24 hours as well. Alright, we're going to have a look. So you've got the card ocean. When I think about this, it could be that perhaps you're going to the beach. It could also be that perhaps there's something to do with ocean, water as well. It could be an emotionally interesting time for you, and I say interesting because sometimes things just happen, and the waves, they come crashing in. So it's not to scare any of you, because this can also be happy tears as well, like happy emotions. I am seeing some form of crying. I don't really want to, scare anyone or make them feel like that. But tears are not always bad. It can also be a release as well. They often say that when you cry, you're releasing quite a lot that could be stuck in your body and be more harmful to your body as well. So there is a release here, but for some of you, you might be going to the beach, or you might actually go into the ocean itself. You might be painting the ocean, you might be wearing something that has sort of the ocean on it, or you might be reading a book and it's related to ocean. There's something about ocean that is coming through, but also to do with emotions as well. Emotion, ocean. Got ocean in emotion. Interesting. Okay. Right, so the tarot cards here, we've got the Two of Swords with the Four of Cups. So what I feel is quite interesting here is the Two of Swords is this energy of uncertainty. So in the next 24 hours, you may feel uncertain about something. Perhaps you're waiting for a response from somebody. Perhaps you are waiting for something to happen. And there's this fear that you may feel rejected. There's this fear here of perhaps not feeling good enough, or feeling like you have to get something done in order to then feel complete. So there's indecision here. There's also indecisiveness, so you don't know necessarily which way things are going to turn, which is why I said it's quite interesting. There's either happy tears here, or there's frustrated, sad, stressful tears, right? So take it according to that situation. There's like a 50-50 scenario that's really coming through in the cards. Let's see what else we've got here with the cards. Don't be scared. That's all I want to say. What I would say, especially with the Ocean card, is go with the flow, right? Go with the flow the next 24 hours. Try not to put too much stress and pressure onto yourself. I think that's the best thing that you can do. And whichever way it sways, remember, the universe doesn't give us things that we can't handle. And sometimes the things that happen for the best. So just please take everything in that way if you can. Okay, so we've got here the moon. Which again, see, the moon here is again very, very emotional. For some of you, you may have actually chosen this pile when it's close to a full moon or a new moon. So just keep in mind the dates when you're actually watching this video. That could be very, very interesting indeed. For some of you watching this in the future, you could have chosen this in Cancer season or Pisces season, where the moon has a lot of, influence and a lot of charge during that time. So again, just want to say, it could be a time where the tides are really coming in. Just pay attention to the dates as well when you're watching these, this particular reading as well, because there's definitely something to do with that. The moon is also about reflection as well. The moon is also this hot and cold energy. Again, 50-50. Perhaps you're waiting for a response in regards to a job opportunity or an essay that you submitted, or you're waiting for something to come through, perhaps a text message from a loved one, and you're waiting for an answer from somebody. You're wanting to not be rejected, but also at this time, especially for the next 24 hours, I see you going with the flow and just accepting what is and trying to go with it. So we've got here, interestingly enough, the Five of Cups and the Wheel of Fortune. I forgot how much I really love this deck. It's just so, so beautiful. The illustration. So the Five of Cups here is about losses, which... it's these three cups that have fallen over right here, but then on this absolutely beautiful table, which has got this platter of wonderful, wonderful things, you have got here, sorry, my nails, oh my god, I didn't even realise how bad they look. I genuinely do apologise. I know I get some comments sometimes where people are like, your nails are like chipping, and I'm like, oh, okay. I really do apologise. This just looks incredible. Like, I want to go here and I want to take part in whatever food there's also a little cat there as well. Oh my gosh, how cute. This looks amazing, but she's more concerned over these three cups that have fallen over. She's, not really looking at the bright side of what's going on in the other side. So I really feel like the next 24 hours you might be focusing a little bit more on the negatives, but like I said, all right, there are also some positives that can be celebrated here. There are lots of positives, and it's your perception, and happiness is something that you choose to do. Happiness, yes, it's an emotion that comes when certain things go right, but it's also something we can choose to do at any point. And so I feel here, over the next 24 hours, you might be frustrated and upset with something, but you also have the choice to get up and also focus on your wins, to focus on your good aspects, to focus on the things that are going right. So just be aware of that as well. You've also got here the Wheel of Fortune. Wheel of Fortune is amazing. I mean, just look at this, it's also pointing here, the actual wheel has stopped on the house, which I think is quite interesting here. It's just something I looked at and I was like, oh, okay, you've got the ring and you've got lots of other aspects, you've got the angel, but then it's actually on a house. So in the next 24 hours, you might be doing some cleaning. For some of you, you might be moving. There's definitely emphasis here of being indoors, perhaps, stuck indoors, or feeling like maybe you're not invited somewhere. There's definitely this energy here of being inside and not actually feeling bad about it. So that's what we've got with the Wheel of Fortune. All right, so we've got quite a lot of really exciting, nice energy. I want to pull some more cards. I feel like I want one more. I'm going to make it into six tarot cards. There you go. Gosh, that was really loud. I do apologise. Okay, so we've got here the Three of Pentacles. Okay, this is teamwork and collaborations. Things will come together. Okay, in the next 24 hours, I see here you focusing on matters to do with the home. Wheel of Fortune is also to do with money. You might be saving money, perhaps staying home instead of going out. You might be managing your finances, thinking about perhaps moving or purchasing a place, or doing a lot of research online, thinking, okay, I'd like to do this, I'd like to go here, I'd like to, book this, I'd like to do that. So there's definitely a lot of thinking, wondering, pondering, reflecting that's coming through in regards to the home. And also with the Three of Pentacles, this is also to do with career or educational related things. You might be spending a lot of time working, or working at home, reading, submitting, or actually writing, essays, or doing work. But you could also be working from home. That's something that's coming through. But there's also some uncertainty below you that you're really worrying about. Some of you could be worrying about career-related things. You might be wondering how that then affects your home and everything else. So it's quite an open reading in that sense, because obviously there's a lot of people watching this particular reading, and so it's going to resonate with a bunch of people in that sense, but in different ways. So I just want you to know that, because obviously it's very open to a lot of people, so just something to be aware of. But the Three of Pentacles here really showing that it's a good opportunity the next 24 hours to find stability, and also to seek support from those around you. So that could be your spirit guides, angels, God, it can be the universe, it can also be your friends, family members, perhaps a partner if you have one, okay? So that's what I'm seeing here. It can really just brighten your mood. And you've got a lot of cats, of course, in these cards. Of course, it's more of like a witchy type of a tarot card, but this is that energy of doing things your own way. Cats have their own personality. This is about you embracing yourself. It's also about rest. It's also about taking care of yourself, and it's about you being okay with yourself as well. So it's okay to be okay with yourself, just want to say that as well. So before I pull the charms, we're gonna grab a Universal Love Oracle card. Oh wow, that came out so fast. Okay, whoa. And also the corresponding oracle cards for the reading as well. So this is actually the Everyday Witch oracle cards, and then this is the Everyday Witch tarot cards, which is really, really beautiful. I just said which is. Okay, let's have a look. These are a little bit harder to shuffle because my hands are a little bit smaller, although this one came out very fast. There we go. Alright, cool. So after this, we'll do the charms. So you've got here prosperity and abundance. Oh, that's amazing. And you've also got here physical body as well. So you see here what I'm seeing. I'm seeing wine, okay? It's a really random thing to be looking at. But I see here wine. And you see how this person is just relaxing with a glass of wine. Listen, not everybody drinks, I totally understand that. In fact, I don't as well. I just don't really like the taste of it. That's the main thing. Not everybody does, but this is about like winding down. Perhaps for some of you this is, just having a glass of wine. You've got the wine there, enjoying your favourite foods perhaps as well. We've got this treat here. You've got some food in this particular card as well. Enjoying yourself, so perhaps not focusing on the losses, but actually enjoying, perhaps good weather, enjoying the outdoors, going for a walk, just really relaxing and taking care of yourself. This is the energy here. Now, the amazing thing is it says prosperity and abundance. So you've got the Wheel of Fortune, okay? So it shows that yes, there can be some changes over the next 24 hours, but I really do feel here that the real fortune and abundance is rest and taking care of yourself, going with the flow of things rather than forcing things to be a certain way when they're not. So you might really just want things to be absolutely perfect in your life at this very point in time, but it's also about accepting things as they are as well, okay? Accepting the uncertainty and enjoying the certainty that you do have in your life. So that's what the Wheel of Fortune here is about. Wheel of Fortune is very prosperous, very abundant, and it's about going with the flow of everything rather than going against it. And then you've also got here physical body. Alright, so physical body here is about you taking care of yourself. This can be pampering yourself, it can be perhaps getting a massage or doing a massage on yourself. I love because, you know, people can take that in many different ways. This is also really just about nourishing yourself and enjoying treats here and there. Like, it's okay to indulge in things from time to time. I know the world is like, oh my god, you have to be on this diet and you have to eat really clean and you have to do this. Like, I do agree, like, you know, we should be eating good things and, you know, things like that. But occasionally our body wants what it wants, and it craves the sweet treats or the indulgences, you know, perhaps French fries, you know, whatever floats your boat. But this here is about, you know, looking after yourself in that sense as well. Taking a bath or, you know, really relaxing shower. Self-care is also something that's coming through. So take care of yourself during this time. That's what I'm really seeing here. Okay, so let me just grab some charms and see what is coming through. Okay, so this is the handful that I got. I'm going to just grab a wet wipe because they're a little bit, they have a weird like texture whenever I dig into it. You know, got all the crystals and stuff, so it sort of comes off on my hand as well. Okay, right, so what we have here is we've got this quartz. Okay, it's not really clear quartz, but it's a quartz, and this is about sort of refreshing your energy as well. So it's about looking at the positives, it's looking at abundance, it's also about knowing that you are protected, and I think that that's a strong sign here. Over the next 24 hours, yes, there can be uncertainty and you might be waiting for an answer, but instead look after yourself, focus on the certainties that you have. So the certainties here are, you know, you've got yourself. That's the big thing, right? You may not have the kind of people that you want necessarily around you, but you've got yourself, you've got your peace, you've got your body, right? Treat your body right, treat yourself right, if that's all that you have right now. And look after yourself. Perhaps you've got amazing weather. Oh my gosh, so lucky, because, you know, I live in the UK and it rains. I think they said it rains like out of 365 days, it rains about 200 days or something like that. I read online, but I don't know how accurate that figure is. If you live in a place where there's sunshine, I mean, wow, you know, you've got sunshine, make the most of it, you know, it's like medicine. You've also got this energy here of time, not energy, time, charm to do with time, there we go. You know, that's the uncertainty aspect, but instead give yourself time, right? And you've also got here the lotus, which again is to do with prosperity. So the next 24 hours can bring you a lot of prosperity and a lot of love towards yourself. You've got here the Libra charm, you might be a Libra, but this is also about balance, right? And it can also be about the scales. Some of you might really be worrying about your weight. It can be that perhaps you feel like you're gaining too much weight, or that for some of you, it can be that you're losing too much weight. You may feel really insecure because, you know, you've got the scales here. What I would say is it's okay to sometimes treat yourself. Like, you know, it's okay. Don't beat yourself up about it. I think that's really important here. It's interesting that you have got the scales there actually, but the scales here is also about, you know, looking after yourself too. And you've got here, you know, the heart-shaped sunglasses. This can be about, you know, again, enjoying the weather, enjoying yourself, being out, and taking a nice walk in the next 24 hours. And you've got this crystal here. This really reminds me of the third eye. So it's almost like you know internally what to focus on. It's like you know, but it can be so difficult sometimes. And I'm just here to tell you that your next 24 hours is essentially what you make it to be. But I see here that it's best to focus on your wins and your good aspects, your positives, rather than the negatives. It's also 11:11 on my clock as well. I don't know how to show you, but it is, and I hope that you can trust that. Actually, let me see if I can just grab my phone quickly and show you. I always leave it here on the side. There it is. Ta-da! 11:11. Just for those of you that are like, is it really moonlight, or are you just saying that? No, it really is, as you can see. Alright, so group number one, this is your reading. Got quite a bit. For some of you, you know, some of this can resonate. Perhaps for some of you, all of it could resonate, which I think could be quite exciting and interesting. So this is your reading. Do take care, stay safe. Let me know in the comment section below how it resonated and, you know, what happens over your next 24 hours. You can always come back to my video and be like, Moonlight, this happened. So, yes, do take care. Also, all the information is in the description box below for private paid readings, free reading giveaway, and of course intention items, which are on Etsy as well. Alright, and now we're going to move to group number 2. Alright, so let's see. So group number 3, sorry, 2. Group number 2, let's just do that again. Group number 2, this is your reading with me for your next 24 hours. So we've got here the star, and we're going to see what's coming through. So this is the star card. Alright, so next 24 hours, it could be that maybe you're an Aquarius or that you have Aquarius somewhere in your chart, but not necessarily. I just want to say that in case, you know, there are those of you that are Aquarians out there. Okay, so wow, that's interesting. Very, very interesting indeed here. You've got here the star card, and what I really see here, you've got these 2 3s here, which, I mean, is completely unplanned, which is, you know, why I'm like, oh my god, wow. The star card here is about a wish, and I really feel over the next 24 hours you're going to be focusing on something that you really want to change in your life. There's something that you really want, and you really want to make it happen, and it's like you're pinning all of your hope, your faith onto the universe, onto a star that you might see outside, onto God, or the universe, or spirit guides, angels. You're just wanting some form of something to come through. Now, for some of you, this could be love related, but for others of you, this can actually also be career related, and it can be to do with certain opportunities that perhaps have slipped away. So this is the part where it's going to resonate with some of you, and it may not resonate with all of you. Okay, we have here the 3 of Swords. Now, the 3 of Swords is heartbreak. The 3 of Swords is also grief. Now, for some of you, you might be dealing with a loss. It could be a loss in your family. So it could be, you know, an actual person, which, you know, gosh, that, you know, that's like really genuinely very, very heartbreaking. It could be a person, it could be a pet. You could be grieving the loss of a person as in a relationship. You could also be grieving, I mean, there are so many things, right? There are so many things. You could be just really just feeling very, very left out. Perhaps there's a friend or someone that that has gone, or this can also be a career as well, or an opportunity. So the 3 of Swords here is just, you know, it's something that's happened which is causing you a lot of pain, it's causing you a lot of stress, it's causing you a lot of heartbreak, and it's something that you're finding very, very hard to release. And you've got this journal here, and you've got the ink and the pen that has spilt over, so it's obviously created a mess. And you've also got, you know, this just really rainy sort of weather outside, and you've got this heart that has just been stabbed 3 times, and 3 is a number to do with karma, so it's to do with lessons. And I do feel here that the best thing you can do over the next 24 hours is try and figure out, you know, what has it taught you, rather than feeling guilt and regret. Essentially, if you have any resentment or any regret or guilt, give it to the universe. Best thing you can do. But I just feel like you're finding as much hope as you can to move through the situation, to move past the situation, to move into a better direction as well. So the 3 of Cups here is really showing that it's a great time over the next 24 hours to find your support system. So this can be going to your friends, asking for support, perhaps going out with them, doing something nice with them. This could be to do with family members, seeking support, could be going to a counsellor or a therapist. It could also be just surrounding yourself with good energy, good vibes, doing things for yourself that you like. Even if you're surrounding yourself by yourself, remember you have your spirit guides, your angels, you have the universe, you have God. You're never truly alone in that sense. So I just want to say that if it's been a really difficult and tough time for you, I'm really sorry. The next 24 hours here are bringing you a little bit of hope, okay? It's bringing you a little bit more joy, a little bit more optimism, and obviously this depends on what you choose to do as well about it, because you have got the bed and there's nobody in that bed, which to me signifies here that you're not going to be sitting in bed all day wallowing in this sadness. You will make the bed and you will go out of your way to do something else. So to me, I think that's a nice 3 of Swords energy. You know, you haven't got this person just sort of crying in their bed. You've got the journal just sitting there with the ink, because you know, it's a hard situation. A lot of people can't get out of bed, so it's something that I see where you'll be able to get out of bed and you'll be able to go out and do things. So I think that's a really hopeful energy, but there's something really hard that you are wanting to change, okay? I wonder if we're going to be able to change whatever the situation is. Obviously, if you've lost a person, there comes, you know, acceptance and the mourning period, but we have got the sun here, which shows that things will get better. Sun is also a star as well. You know, I know nobody ever says, like, oh, wish upon the sun, but the sun is a star, so why not wish upon the sun? the sun here shows happiness and joy again. So I just want you to know that the next 24 hours, as difficult as it may be to deal with the things that have happened, there's a lot more positivity here which will continue forward even after the 24 hours have passed. So the sun here is, of course, just such a joyful, happy, radiant card. You know, go out, do things, go for a walk, see how far your legs take you. It's such a, you know, such a beautiful thing to know that you have your physical body and that you are you. So look after you, take care of yourself. I think that's very vital. Six of Swords, see, that's the energy of like emotionally taking yourself somewhere else. This is also baggage as well. So, you know, you've got the moon in these two cards as well. And what I will say is this is about your intuition. It's about taking care of yourself. It's about knowing that there can be challenges and obstacles along the way, but also that you've got so much, you know, going for you as well. So look after yourself, take care of yourself. And you've also got here the Four of Wands, which shows that everything happens for a purpose, and sometimes things are teaching us a lot, okay? So the next 24 hours here look to be of hope and optimism. Regardless of what's happened, yes, it can really hurt you deep down, but it's hopeful, it's optimistic. You know, if you've lost somebody in your life, say for example a relationship or a friend, and you know that person is still on this planet, what I will say is that it's about knowing that everything happens for a reason, and sometimes the universe wants to take out what is no longer necessary for us in regards to, you know, certain people. And when it comes to, you know, the energy of losing, you know, a person completely, you know, that is one of the hardest things to deal with. But, you know, we come alone and we go alone, and it's part of life, and, you know, it's something that we have to just work through, and it's never easy, but, you know, it's something that it happens, unfortunately, and I just want you to know that you'll be able to get through this. Whatever you're going through, you'll be able to get through it, and maybe a year from now, you'll come back to this reading. I don't know if you will or not, but maybe, you know, you can let me know in the comment section below, you know, that you got through this, whatever it was. I don't see that it will take a year necessarily. For some of you, it can take a few weeks, few months, but, you know, the energy is very drastic because it shows here that there is a change, you know, that will come through with this. So if you're, you know, really upset about losing a job or an opportunity, or you didn't get into a university or college that you really wanted to get into, or there's something you're here mourning the loss of, you know, put the swords down. It's okay. You don't have to carry them everywhere with you. You've got the Page of Cups here, which shows new opportunities as well, and a way to also rediscover yourself. A lot of the times, losses allow us to rediscover ourselves and to find ourselves in an even stronger way. And I think that's the most beautiful thing. It's sad. It happens that way in life, but it also allows us to learn so much about ourselves and to put ourselves together in a really strong way as well. So it's what we've got. Let's have a look at the next. Okay, we've got quite a few. I'm going to only take one, so I'm only going to take the top one, and the Universal Love Oracle cards. Oh, okay. So we've got here the Goddess, and you've also got here Healing Waters. Okay, so of course, Star is also to do with healing. It's also to do with releasing as well. And also, I did talk a lot about, you know, heartbreak, grief. So healing is definitely something that is going to be on the forefront, or at least on your mind. It's something you're going to be really taking into consideration over the next course. Well, over the course of the next 24 hours. I see here you trying to do a lot of healing. Has anyone seen the Netflix show Down to Earth? It's a whole series, and there's an episode where they go to France and they talk about water. Got a lot of water here as well, especially with the Three of Cups as well. And they went to France, and in France there is this place you can go to where it's known to be that the water can heal. And it's known to be very miraculous, and it can heal these, you know, diseases and things. And there's really no explanation for how it happens. But if anyone's interested, definitely do check out that episode. It's pretty spectacular. It's quite like a spiritual kind of series as well. So definitely do check that out. But here you are healing yourself, and make sure you stay hydrated as well. But yes, you might be also, releasing quite a lot in terms of tears and frustration. Goddess here is about looking after yourself, okay? Whether you're male or female, look after yourself, take care of yourself. It's the best that you can do for you. And I also feel here with Goddess is it's this energy of putting yourself first and knowing that things can really come together, and knowing that things can progress and that you can feel so much stronger and happier within yourself. So that's what I'm seeing. Sorry, I've just got my tea here. I had to make ginger tea because my throat just hurts so much. But Goddess is about treating yourself as a goddess as well. Oftentimes when things like this happen with the Three of Swords, where there is hurt and heartbreak and grief, and it just builds up so much, we have to find a way to treat ourselves in the way that perhaps we never got treated, or in the way that we deserve to be treated. People oftentimes don't know how to treat us as well. So you could have been treated very, very badly by someone, and it could be a relationship where maybe that it wasn't good for you, but it could also be the divine working the magic and trying to say, look, this really isn't good for you. I have something a lot better for you. Yes, cry your tears now. I'll bring in something a lot better. It could also be the same with career, and also this sense of gratitude, enjoying the little things. So the next 24 hours, lots of gratitude, healing, releasing, finding your support system, putting yourself first, and believing the divine, that the divine here has a plan that perhaps you have no idea how it works. Sometimes we just don't know, okay, the universe's plans for us and how things happen. And there are so many incredible stories that I hear of, like, how someone just thinks that someone is 100% right, or there's a job that's 100% right and they don't get it, and they it breaks them completely. But then later on down the line, with a bit of patience, when they're not even thinking about it, comes the right opportunity and the right thing. So trust, and know that this is for the better. And don't be worried about people talking and society, getting all up in there. It's okay. Okay, focus on yourself. I think that's very important here. Perhaps you'll be doing some painting, some drawing, some kind of going somewhere that's really beautiful. That could be a vibe. Okay, so we're going to go with the charms. Let's have a look. Oops, there was something that fell, but I'm not sure. It fell back into the box. Not sure what it was. Obviously, it didn't want to come out fully. So you got here the star, okay, which is really interesting, considering we also have the star here. This crystal really blends in very, very beautifully with this card here. Beautiful and green. Green is, of course, to do with the heart chakra, and it's also to do with nature. You've got a lot of nature here. So this is, again, about healing your heart, and it's about, having a lot of faith and, really wishing for things to get better, and having a lot of optimism and joy and happiness and fulfillment towards this entire area, absolutely just wanting the best in regards to everything progressing. So this is you wanting to just have everything, sort of come together, and for it to, feel fulfilling. This is your wish. You just want your heart to be healed. You want to feel good. You want to feel happy. So going into nature can really help with that. You've also got this beautiful glittery heart. What I will say is that you're a goddess. Okay, you have the heart of a goddess. Whether you're male or female. Okay, I just want to say it's more so about the energies. So if someone doesn't treat you right, or you don't get what you want, just notice that this is your value, and your value does not diminish based on someone else's thoughts. Okay, it's based on you, actually, more than anything else. And the divine knows your value as well. So continue to carry this beautiful heart. Don't dull your shine just because of someone else or something. The star doesn't really dull its shine until, well, scientifically, of course, it will dull its shine over time, with when it dies and things like that. But that's not the point here. The sun is never going to dull its shine, just over the course of a few days. It happens over billions and millions of years. But anyways, that's the point. It doesn't dull itself, right? At least not over our lifetime, not as much. So we've got here also this crystal with the petal preserved in it. This to me really here shows that you're preserving something. You perhaps don't want to let something go. You just want to hold on to it as much as possible, but sometimes we have to let it go. And you could also be holding on to memories and things in regards to this person or this particular career or whatever this is. You might be holding on to a lot of objects and things like that, not wanting to let them go. I do feel here that sometimes letting go can be one of the most freeing things that you can do to yourself. It can be the most progressive thing that you can do for yourself. It can give you more happiness and more joy. than anything else in the world. So you've got here the key as well. This key here is to do with moving forward. You know, it's about sometimes you have to lock certain things up, and that's, you know, that's it. And sometimes it's about freeing yourself, quite literally, with this particular key. So that's what we have, group number 2. This is your reading, and I really hope it helped you. I hope it gave you tons of clarity, information, knowledge, and really just gives you a lot of the information you needed. So this is what I'm seeing over the next 24 hours. This is about freeing yourself and feeling strong and healing and releasing, and just perhaps doing things for yourself that make you feel good with those around you, or even by yourself. Listen, there's nothing wrong with being in your own energy and doing things for yourself, ever. A lot of the times I also do things really by myself as well, and it's so empowering sometimes to know that, you know, even if you're by yourself, you can do all these amazing things. So yeah, this is your reading. Let me know in the comment section below how it resonated, made sense, etc. Please do let me know. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Do check out the description box below for information on private paid readings, free reading giveaway, and of course my intention items, which are on Etsy as well. And don't forget to subscribe as well if you haven't already. Would mean lots and lots to me. Of course, only if you like my readings. You know, you don't have to force yourself. But if you subscribe to my channel, you'll automatically get entered into the the free reading giveaway, as long as you comment down below as well. So yeah, that is pretty much that. So now we're going to move on to group number 3. Okay, so just before I get started, actually, I'm just going to take a little mini break to just sip a little bit more on my tea because it's getting cold. I'm just taking a little mini break, just in case anyone is in this little segment here where I'm taking a little break and just enjoying my tea. Let me know in the comment section below, and just let me know that you joined me on my little break here. I'm going to continue with group number 3. I actually like to do the videos unedited. I just feel like there's something quite therapeutic about that as well. So I don't tend to get a lot of disturbances either, which is quite nice. So yes, I'm just enjoying some ginger green tea, and it's really nice. Let me know what your favourite kind of tea or beverage is. I would be very interested to know. Oh, this is actually really relaxing. I know that this is sort of taking a bit of time in between, but obviously you've got timestamps as well, so follow the timestamps and you don't have to sit and wait with me here. I'm just finishing off my tea. And life is just full of miracles. I'll have to go through some of the books that I'm also reading as well. I'm going to do a video actually on them. Books that I'm really enjoying right now and reading. I'm actually going to do that as well. It just gave me a really good idea because I'm reading quite a lot of books recently, and I never used to read books, to be honest. I only used to read magazines. And for those of you that don't know, I studied fashion design, and fashion is it's fun, it's exciting, it's creative, and I did pretty well in that industry, but in all honesty it was very superficial, very materialistic, very fast paced, not necessarily the best for the environment either, and you know, just seeing how it impacts the environment was very difficult, because there's just so much that happens, you know, especially with something so simple like dyeing fabric and the amount of waste that comes out of it. It was very difficult to see, and I'd never considered things like that before in the industry. But you know, just seeing it firsthand when you're working in the industry was very difficult. And then you know, kind of transitioned more so into tarot, really enjoying it, and practicing my skills a lot more beforehand, of course. And now I've been getting into reading books and never thought I'd ever be a bookworm, but I actually think it depends more so on the topics that we choose as well. So I'm not really into sort of fiction. I'm more so into like non-fiction books. Just feel like there's so much to learn there as well, so I'm going to do that. Okay, let me just take a sip of my tea. Alright, And we're done. Okay, my tea break is officially over, which you'll be very, very glad to hear. So yeah, if anyone joined me during my little tea break, I'm not going to make this a regular thing, by the way. But let me know in the comment section below. It's just something little and mini. So let's get started. Alright, so group number 3, this is your reading for the next 24 hours. So we've got here the card, the Gateway. Well, it just says Gateway. It doesn't say the Gateway, but Gateway. This reminds me of some kind of maze as well. You've also got the eye here, which shows that you may have some realizations in September. You might have some realizations, awakenings, which I think could be quite interesting. We've also got here, oh my god, okay, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. You've got the Death card and the Seven of Swords, okay. Was not expecting that. Obviously, I shuffle the cards and I place them into the piles. I had no idea what these cards were. So 7 of Swords with the Death card. Okay. Death here is about transformation. Death is Scorpio energy, it's very intense, and so, the Gateway here is about seeing something that perhaps you never really saw before. This is about your perspective changing. Perhaps you saw someone with rose-tinted glasses, and now all of a sudden those rose-tinted glasses over time have just faded, and you're seeing them for who they are, and it's no longer appealing. It's no longer like, oh, wow, I was kind of putting you on a pedestal, and now actually I don't really see you as the same kind of person. It's that kind of energy where you're like, oh, wait a second, I don't see you in that way. That's a little bit crazy, So the Death card here is about transformation. It's about that sort of emotional energy of seeing something completely clearly, and especially with the 7 of Swords. So the next 24 hours is very, very awakening. You might be thinking of all the times this person has done you wrong, or this could be a boss, this could be a lover, this could be a friend, this could be someone around you, like a neighbor, but there's someone here that is just really making you realize, like, wow, or a family member, like, wow, you really did me wrong. You didn't treat me right, perhaps you lied, perhaps they lied, they stole something, they cheated, they did something, right? Well, guess what? You're coming to terms with it now. Perhaps you made excuses for this person and you thought, no, they can't be like that. They're a really good person. Perhaps you defended this person to other people and said, no, actually they're really like this or really like that. Like, you may have found yourself at times being a lawyer for this person, like trying to defend their actions. And maybe, other people were like, we're not really sure if this person's good for you, or, we don't really think this person's great, and you might be defending them constantly. But actually, with the Death card and the 7 of Swords, it's like you're starting to realise the concerns that they were pointing out to begin with. So the Gateway here is sort of like this portal of you realising actually the truth of the matter and how this person actually is, which is crazy, intense, and insane all at the same time. Five of Cups, there you go. Okay, so this is you really thinking about your losses here and thinking, oh my gosh, I didn't see this particular situation right. You might be thinking I didn't really read into it correctly. This could also be your intuition dependent on someone. Perhaps you were really excited about a specific person and you were talking to them and then all of a sudden they ghosted you and you were like, wait a second, what? It's like you didn't see it coming, so it can also be quite a shock in that sense. It can be sort of like this ending that you never really expected. Could be a boss that just does you wrong, or a colleague, a work colleague that does you wrong. The Five of Cups here is also about knowing that there's still 2 cups that are standing upright and they're on the platter of celebration. So just know that even though there are some losses here, there are also some wins, okay? Know that just because something has ended doesn't mean that something beautiful can't start from it. Just want to say that as well. Especially if this is in regards to love, I just want to say that people can fall in love again. Okay, you can fall in love with someone else again, and I just want to say that as well, because for some of you might be like, yeah, this is a person that I just could not imagine my life without. I could not imagine life without this particular person or thing, like I just cannot imagine. And actually, you'll be really surprised as to how people can move forward and progress into something new that can be so much better for them. So the next 24 hours here is also this stage of acceptance, and with acceptance comes at times, sadness and grief and despair and feeling like you've lost, but also that you found, okay, that you found yourself. And that is the energy here of the Queen of Wands. This is about knowing that you've lost something but found yourself. And in the process of those rose-tinted glasses coming off, you're seeing the person for who they actually are rather than what you want to see them as. Or the situation. So you've got the Tower here as well. There's something that's really crumbling here in the next 24 hours, and that's your vision and perspective of this particular person or thing that you really just thought was amazing and great and never thought it would be like this, if that makes sense. So I just feel here that there's, a strong energy in regards to you feeling much more connected to this situation, feeling happier also with this situation. You've got the Nine of Cups, okay? So look at the change from the Five of Cups to the Nine of Cups. You've built sandcastles, right? Five of Cups here is your losses. But then taking those cups that have spilt over, you've been able to rebuild something really strong for you. And it's sort of that wish card of actually, what, things are coming together, things are progressing. It's about finding the good in the situation, finding the positives in the situation, not just focusing on the complete negatives. So the Five of Cups and Nine of Cups, huge change, right? So over the next 24 hours, you may feel really upset, you may feel really frustrated, you may feel so, just like, oh my God, how did this person do this to me and how did I not recognize it? But then actually, coming to the later part of the 24 hours, I feel like you'll be like, actually, you know what, I found myself. I found who I am. I found that I'm actually very valuable. I'm precious. So what if this person doesn't see my value? I'm going to take my value to another place, another direction, somewhere that actually gives me confidence and happiness. I am a queen in my right. Even if you're a male, okay, I just want to say, like, male or female, I read energies in tarot. It's about knowing that, what, if the tower crumbled, it crumbled for a reason. And, you may have said something, or they may have said something, or whatever happened here. Everything that gets said is said for a reason. Everything that happens for a reason as well. Okay, if someone treated you not very good and you got frustrated and you voiced that frustration, then they ran away. Again, that's not your fault. That's you having your boundaries, right? So be aware that everything happens for a reason. And I just want to look at this Nine of Cups card. See, this is about also meditation and breathing and self-care and looking after yourself, So the Nine of Cups here is about look after yourself, build a sandcastle out of those cups. Gratitude as well is really coming through as well. There's not much gratitude happening in this Five of Cups card because you're focusing more so on the losses. But look at that, you've got balloons, you've got this platter of food there, you've got you've got the two glasses as well, just absolutely amazing. She would rather be enjoying this, but because of the losses, she's focusing more on the losses, and that happens. A lot of the times, there might be some amazing celebration or something that's coming up, or there may be, something that you're really focusing on, which is so exciting and amazing, but then something happens or someone disappears, and it's like you can't focus on that amazing celebration because, there's sadness here. And I would say that it's totally, totally normal here to focus on the sadness, but as time goes on, you'll focus much more on the positives for sure. And that's what I would say. So yeah, it's just what we've got. So I'm going to shuffle for a Universal Love Oracle card. I really like these cards. They feel really nice. Like the quality of them is just so smooth, and I like shuffling them. They just feel so good on the hands. And then I'm going to use a Oracle card from the Everyday Witch Oracle card. This is the Everyday Witch Tarot, by the way. And then this is the Oracle card. Alright, so we've got here meditation to dig deep. That's what we've got here as well, okay? I really see a lot of you meditating, or at least trying to, especially if you're new to meditation. That's going to help you really build yourself back up. Meditation actually takes time as well, so I would always recommend doing a meditation for a minimum amount of 20 minutes. No less than that. I know that some people like to start small, and I think that that's actually quite handy, but for those of you that have been meditating for a while, and maybe you only do it for 10 minutes, try and extend it to at least 20 minutes. That will boost it a lot more, in the sense of you feeling, the longer you do it, the more of an effect it can sort of take on. So yeah, I definitely recommend that. So you've got that for sure here. Meditation also can allow you to find prizes, and what I mean by that is, you know, not literally like finding prizes. I mean, maybe for some of you might, but it's more so this energy of finding yourself, finding your value. You know, you've got those gems there as well. Knowing yourself better, connecting more with yourself and your own intuition can actually be such a blessing in disguise. So it's about you finding that internal treasure as well. And then you've got here the Universal Love card of celebration. So I did mention here that there could have been some form of celebration or something that you've really been focused on, but then this sort of loss here really does take on a toll of some sort, and it makes you feel like, oh my god, can't focus on that anymore. But I do feel here that you can still be a part of the celebration. You can still enjoy these particular things with gratitude and saying to yourself, like, okay, this situation's not ideal, it's not nice, but I want to focus my life on me, and I want to focus my energy on me. I want to look after myself. I want to take care of myself. I need to put myself first. I need to spread my wings. I need to find this happiness. And that's you celebrating yourself and your personal victories and the things that you've got going for yourself. Don't put yourself last. Put yourself first. I think that's really important and very vital to do. And by putting yourself first here, you're actually going to celebrate your own self and building, you know, this sandcastle out of your cups, you know, and out of all your wishes as well. So celebration here is also about your personal victory, and it's actually about realizing that you dug to the point where, well, some of you have sort of done some digging, but you've found out that this person here or the situation is no good, right? And it's a victory in itself, because had this situation had been in even longer, it would have taken more time, would have taken more energy, would have frustrated you more. So actually it's a sense of victory. That's what I'm seeing here with these cards. It's actually a sense of victory. It's actually really uplifting. It's actually really good for you. That's what I'm seeing. So obviously it depends exactly what this is. Obviously if it's an actual person, you know, that you've lost in your life, you know, no, it's not great at all, but in the long run you'll see that it's taught you a lot about yourself as well. And obviously, you know, if you're dealing with the loss of somebody in terms of actual death, then of course that's not great. But I'm also speaking about someone here that perhaps is stealing, lying, cheating, doing things that are not good. Okay, so I just want to say in the perspective of things, just so that nobody like misunderstands what I'm trying to say, because obviously there's a lot of messages coming through, but that's what I'm seeing here. Okay, so I'm just going to pull some charms. Oh, this Libra charm keeps coming through. We've also got here the Taurus charm as well. Now, one thing I do want to mention is the energy of Venus, okay? Because Venus rules both Taurus and also Libra. I have to hold this charm up because when you put it down, it just loses its spark. So you got here the scales, right? This is about balance, and it's about knowing that everybody has their good and their bad, okay? Everybody has flaws and everyone has, you know, really amazing things, but it's also about the balance of it. Some people have, you know, more bad energy, some people have more good energy, and sometimes, you know, this transformation needs to happen. You know, losing something that you felt was really valuable, sometimes the universe does it so we can learn more about ourselves, and sometimes the universe does it because its time is up in our life and we have, you know, better things coming towards us. So the scales here are really showing that there's this balance. The universe is trying to bring balance into your life. They're trying not to take away from your energy. They're trying to crumble the tower so that a better tower can be put into place, right? This happens a lot of the times with, say for example, jobs as well, where you think that this job is perfect for me, if I got it, my dream will be complete, and you fantasize about it, you dream about it, you have so many expectations, it doesn't happen, it crushes you. But actually then, you know, the universe can align something even better, and something that you perhaps don't even realize could be good for you, and then you go to it and you're like, whoa, yeah, this happened for a reason. It's happened to me many times, and it's crazy. It's honestly crazy how the universe does work. You just feel like, oh my god, like this is crazy, and then it just works out, you know. So got the Taurus energy here. This is sort of that stubborn energy where you might be a little bit stubborn to let go, okay, but then with it comes a lot more fulfillment, a lot more joy, a lot more stability, and that's what we've got there. You've also got here, because I mentioned, you know, Venus ruling both Libra and Taurus, you could be a Libra, you could be a Taurus, perhaps the other person is a Libra or a Taurus, somewhere in their Sun, Moon, Rising or Venus signs, but obviously Venus rules both of those signs, and Venus is of course to do with love. And you've got here the crystal that represents the heart chakra, right? Green represents the heart chakra, and you know, heart, Venus, it all just combines. So take care of yourself, take care of your heart. To open up the heart chakra, you know, meditation can be amazing, but also, and to heal the heart chakra as well, meditation can be amazing, but also going out, right? Spending time in nature. Nature is also very, very beautiful in terms of opening up the heart chakra. You've also got here the emoji with the heart sunglasses. So again, going outside and enjoying nature can be absolutely incredible for you. It can make you feel so much stronger and happier as well. So it's just something to be aware of. So the next 24 hours, just to recap, you might have a lot of emphasis on your heart, right? So this can be really to do with figuring out, you know, why people treat you like this, and you might be finding out someone that's treating you not so good at all. So what I would say to you is, you know, sometimes people just don't treat us well, they don't treat us right, they don't do things for us that are good at all. And what I will say is that obviously it's not ideal, it's not great, it's not fun, but what I will say is that you've totally got this, and you will come out of it so much stronger, for sure, after this 24 hours. But when you find out someone is just not a good person, it sucks, but you learn so much more, and you'll find that you'll also attract much better in your life, so long as you put yourself first and you're able to let go as well. You know, spread your wings and know that there is a better destination ahead. Alright, so group number 3, this is your reading. Take care, stay safe. Hope this reading really helped you. Comment down below what you thought about it, and you know, you will find yourself feeling more uplifted, hopefully, you know, with time as well. So yeah, do check out the description box below for information on private paid readings, free reading giveaway, and of course my intention items, which are on Etsy. And do take care. Alright.